What's going on, guys? And in this video I'm gonna show you how to create this flip card, which is really awesome. As you can see here, it flips from one side to another. So without wasting much time, let's get into our code. And I don't have any CSS code and I'm gonna write it. First of all, we need to give it make a div called card, and inside of that I need another div called front, and then another div called back. And now inside the front div I need an icon. So for that I am using this icons, or you wanna pronounce it. I'm gonna search for finger. Okay, so I'm gonna take the filled one and just copy it and paste it. Oh, sorry. Copy this one and paste it. Alright, now I'll put a link below for this icons, and if you wanna get some icons for your project, you can take it from this website, and they have shown how to do it. So that's that. I have this icon. Let me just save it. Now I'll just port it. This was the old one that I did. Right, go live, and there we go. You have this single fingerprint here, and now I need to get some content here. So for that I am gonna use a div called content, and inside of that I am gonna do a heading, so h1 and something like secure, and then a paragraph. And I don't want to write the whole paragraph, for that I use dummy text, so called lorem. So it's called lorem ipsum, and it's basically a extension for, let me just change it. Okay, damn, there's a lot of paragraph here. Alright, now I guess you can see a bit. Alright, now it's perfect. So lorem ipsum is a extension which you can install from the VS Code itself. So if you install it, it's installed. You don't have to do any other procedure. Just alright, so just type lorem and just click enter, and it will autofill the rest. So let me just give it some spacing here so that we can arrange our back and front divs. Right. Alright, now it's okay. So now let's just save it and see what happens. There we go. We have a heading and a paragraph, and along with that on the top there is a icon. So now we are going to style our elements. So for that we are going to our CSS file here, and I have commented out some colors which I need further on this process. So I am gonna first use an asterisk to select all the elements in this HTML. file and give it a padding of 0 0, just 0 or 0 pixels, margin of 0, and you can see that the extra spaces called white spaces are now gone, which is not what we want. We don't need it, it's not required, so we just get rid of it. There's no use of it. And now I am gonna style the cart, and for that I am gonna use height is for 100 pixels and width will be 280 pixels. There we go. And also the position, which I want it to be relative. There we go, and save it. Now it's tucked in nicely in this corner, and now we need to style our front and back element together. So these are the common styling that will go to both of them. So for that I am going to use, you can use this comma here. So if you use the comma, it's separated and the style will be applied to both front and back. So I'm going to use height equals 100% and width also 100%, which this means it will occupy the maximum value right here. The height, it will occupy the 400 pixel height, and also width it will occupy, since it's relative. As you can see here, front and back is have a parent div called cart, and it will obey the cart's let's say height and width and occupies 100% of it. So it's just occupying the 100% of that art. And now I am gonna style front. For that I'm gonna use a background color, and this is the background color that I need, and copy it and paste it. Oh sorry, it's not color, it's, there we go. You have a nice blue here. Actually this is the one of my favorite blue. And I forgot to do one thing, that is give the body a color. So background color is gonna be this gray. Copy it and paste it. Display flex, justify content, center, and align items, center. For that I need a height of 100 ph. We will use the full height of our viewport. So there you go, now it's centered. And let me just change the background color of the back. Back is white. Background color #FFF, which is white. There you go. But I want this backside to be underneath this, as the name suggests. So for that I am gonna use position absolute, so that it's free to move anywhere, and then top is gonna be 0, and let's just see, there we go. So it's now on the top, but I want the blue one or the front one to be on the front, which makes sense. So for that I'm gonna change its Z index to index to -1. So there you go, you have this black one, or sorry, blue one on the top, and that's because basically settiness is a stack. Just imagine a stack of books and you need to arrange those books. So the white and the blue one are like a stack of books, and when I change the value of back to -1, it will go beside that, and if I increase its value, it will come on top of it. So that's basically what set indexing is. If you want to learn more about it, I'll put a link down below and you can check it out. So basically that's that, and I also need center class here, center, and also for this I am going to give it a class class icon. There we go, and I'm also giving a class of center. You can basically write it inside of, but be sure to leave this space. So these both are different classes, but we type it in the same class equal to thing. Anyway, I actually want center to be right here, center. Alright. Let's just save it and style our center here. So dot center is basically display flex align items center, which will align, sorry for the disturbance, justify content also center. So look at that, this one is centered. I'm pretty sure the back side of it also centered, but we can see it just now, but it is centered. And now it's time for us to style our icon and give it a font size of 20 pixels and color of white. Let's see how it just looks. Okay, I need to increase it, maybe 60. Alright, 70. Okay, so we can stop it right there. So now we need to rotate this to see the back side of the card. So for that I am going to use transform rotate y-axis. So here I'm going to rotate it on the y-axis or the horizontal axis, and I'm going to give it a value of 180 degrees, so it should do a nice turn to reveal the backside. But oh wait, what happened? Well, just look at this. So when it was 0 degree, the icon was perfect, but when I turned it, it got flipped. But in theory, we need the back side to be visible, and for that we use back face visibility on both front and back. No, just on back face visibility hidden. So when it's turned, we can see it. Sorry, take it back to here itself. There we go. Now we can see the back side, and it's basically because the back face visibility was there. So when we use back face visibility hidden, let me just see, we actually only need it on the front side. When it's turned, we don't need the front to be seen, so it's hidden. So the front is actually on the back right now. And let's also, one thing, when I use the center, the text and the paragraph is now centered, as I said. So use the x content dot content and give it a font size of 18 pixels and font family, which is what kind of font you have, to Helvetica, which is my personal favorite. Alright, so font size have been a little bit big. Okay, now it's okay. Now it's looking good. And also text align, I want it to be justified, so starting and ending positions of the paragraph will be the same. So let's just see, there we go. But something isn't right, we need some padding here. So for that I'm gonna use a padding in the card div. Don't forget that, use it in the correct divs. What oh, actually I didn't want it to be there. As I said, use this padding on the correct divs. I actually want to use it in the front and back. These are the mistakes that someone can make. Alright, now it's looking good. And also I need the heading to have the color, to have the same color as the front face of the card. So use content and select H1 from inside that. You can just use H1, but it specifies it's from the content div. Well, actually we only have one H1, so basically there is no need, but copy it and paste it. It's just a good practice, that's all I want to say. So now we have a nice blue color, and also I want margin bottom to be 10 pixels. Alright, now it's looking a bit cleaner. So that's it, and this is basically the styling of our back side. And let me just delete the back face visibility here, and done. Now when I hover it, I want it to turn to the back side. So for that I'm going to use cursor pointer. This is just visual thing, not functioning. It just shows us if you're hovering or not. So the cursor turns into this pointy hand. And now I need to use this same thing on the back and front. Okay, rotate Y 0 degree. So dot card hover and dot front. When I hover the card, the front side should rotate 180 degree. Transform Y 180 degree. And I also want some transition. So transition, actually that can be common. So for that I'm gonna use front comma back transition 0.5 seconds all, which means whatever is inside of the hover can be used. So now it turns, but you can see the back side or the backside just fixed there. So for that we need to copy the same code and paste it, but we need to change the front to back. So both back and the front should rotate at 180 degrees. Only then we can see it. So here it's not showing the backside, and that's because of the same reason. We need the front side to have a backface visibility of it. So now it should be working. There we go. It's working great. But there is one thing problem. Well, actually two things there are. First is the backside is flipped like a mirror image, and also the turning, it doesn't feel that great. So for the turning thing we are using something called a perspective, and that basically changes the way we see it. So perspective gives a 3D feel to it. So the higher the value, the more intensive the effect will look. So just copy it and paste it here, and also these two ones. So this is just for the effect. So now it's looking like a 3D. It is bulging out. We feel like it's bulging out, and now we need to change the scaling of our content, in which all the paragraph and heading is there. So transform scale -1, 1. So now it should be working. There you go. And that's basically because the scaling allows us to change the orientation in which the x-axis is there. So this is the -1 will be on the x-axis and +1 is on the y-axis. So -1 means it's gonna flip the image, and the next one is just for showing the scaling of the y-axis, which is also required. So we get this as this. So this is basically a Flipkart, and it's looking marvelous. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new on the way. I know it has been a big video, a long video, but I hope it's worth it. So that's it for this video. I will see you guys on the next video, and until then, goodbye.